Welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever your time you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. Hope you're doing well. My name is Nate Smith. I am with the West Michigan Ironmen head coach and general manager. We are down here at Legend Sports Bar at 446 West Western Avenue, right across from the Mercy Health Arena. And my co-host right next to me is the infamous or famous Mario Flores, owner of the West Michigan Ironmen.
Well, thank you for the intro. I don't know about famous. Probably call it dud.
Dud. So, this is our second podcast, our second take at the Forge podcast. Did you watch it back last week?
I did. I was pretty impressed, actually. I thought you always do an amazing job. This is your gig. But as far as I go, I thought I did pretty damn good, actually.
I thought so too. I only watched part of it. I watched some of the editing. I couldn't stand listening to my voice, but I did have a few people. I had one of our viewers, one of our fans, might have been my wife, said I said way too many times. So I'm going to try to cut that out this week. So I apologize if you got sick of the ums last week, but I'm going to get rid of them. So we're having a good time. I think last week was a lot of fun. We had really good feedback. And so we just hope that you guys get an insight to what the Ironmen are about, what we do, and that's really what we're trying to do. We aren't professionals by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, he's a more professional than I am. I'm just kind of
and then we ask.
Here we go. So yeah, this past week, we're starting to talk about our game, our rematch with the Charlotte Thunder. We had a chance to head down to Charlotte. A little bit of a trip on the way down there. Let's talk about that before we get into the game.
Well, it is a long trip. I mean, I took it. I really didn't want to fly. We tried getting our guys to, get them flown down there, but there was too many moving parts of that. So, genius me said, we can take a charter, and I'd probably never do that again. I mean, that is a long trip for the guys, and you guys didn't get into 2 a.m.
Yeah, it was. Anytime you've got a long trip like that, you're going to have some bumps in the road, like literally some bumps in the road. But it wasn't terrible. The drive down wasn't as terrible as maybe the drive back. It was over the late night, and after a loss, it was kind of it was not a party bus on the way back, but just But yeah. For us, for the most part, on the way down, it wasn't a terrible trip. I mean, it was long. We stopped a few different times, and so that was good. The spirit in the bus was pretty positive.
And for me, a lot of people that know me, I'm usually sleeping, the first hour when I get on the road. So it was a challenge for me. And but as soon as I got to West Virginia, my ass woke up right away because the winding stuff and it's way down there if you come off that road. And so that part was pretty cool. But, we made it. I drove all the way through. I had David Cadena drive with me, and he was a good co-pilot. I missed a lot of exits and turns, but
yeah, he tells a story that you were not very good at following the GPS.
That is bullshit. I'm just going to tell you right now, he is 100% wrong, but we'll get into him later.
Well, it was funny. You talk about going through West Virginia. I was sitting in the front of the bus, and coaches were towards the front, and we're going through those mountains. I look back, and Coach Lewis was hands squeezing that front seat. He was nervous as all get out, worried about the same thing you were. He's like, man, I don't know if I like this. He was getting a little worked up, but
and I don't like heights, and I was.
It wasn't a terrible trip. It wasn't a terrible trip down. Like I said, we stopped in Centerville, West Virginia, I believe. Got out. Great place to stop. Our bus drivers were awesome. Jessica and Randy, if you guys are watching, you guys were phenomenal. Jessica, I know I won't talk about some of the conversations that were taking place, but you know what I'm talking about. So it was a good time. We had a good time on the trip down, But so we get there. We arrived, like you said. We got there 2 a.m. Guys got a really good night's sleep. Woke up, had breakfast at the hotel. Were able to go kind of wander around Charlotte's, kind of an outdoor mall area. Weather was great. It was like 80 degrees. It was beautiful when we were down there. So had a nice pregame meal. Then we took off on the bus and headed to Bojangles Coliseum. So what were obviously Mercy Health Arena, the Foundry. We're a little biased to what we play in, but talk a little bit about the Coliseum. What was your thought on that?
Well, when we, as soon as we pulled in, I was amazed at how, big and tall, it was. And when I got inside, I was in awe of the ceiling and just their Jumbotrons all the way to the top. It just looked like, wow, this is pretty good. And, if we played here. But I am biased to Mercy Health Arena. once I walked in, I don't want to put that stadium down too much, but I would say their field was garbage. I mean, I tripped 4 times on it, and it just the way they treat their football there, I think, and it's a wonder they didn't have a lot of fans because I was shocked of the fans. 8,200 or 9,600 seats.
Yeah, 8,600 seats it'll hold. That's where
there wasn't a lot of fans there supporting their Thunder. Maybe they do on live stream, but they didn't have that going on either. But I was very instantly said, we play at a great place, and the Charlotte Thunder players and their front office would tell you, that our Foundry is a great place to play. It's more into the fans are more on top of things, and but overall it was okay, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. When we pulled up, it's a stadium or a coliseum that is much bigger, 8,600 seats. It said, you walk in and it is just straight seats all the way up, and they do have that massive jumbotron in the middle. But it's a much taller ceiling than we play in, So the kicking game did come into play a little bit, but at first it is this is pretty sweet. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But then when you start looking around and you compare it to what we have going on here, it was unanimously that the Foundry is the place to play. The intimacy, the way that our team, and obviously we're biased, but our production and our front office team, the way they put our sponsors up everywhere, the sponsor support was way different what we get from what I think they get down there, and it was really cool. It was a unique situation. Like you said, the field turf was not ideal. There were gaps in the field turf. And as a matter of fact, during pregame, Alex Carter put his foot literally underneath the carpet at one point. So it was a concern early on, and we got some of that stuff addressed. But for being a beautiful stadium, it's an older stadium, and like you said, not taking anything away. Yeah, not taking anything away from Bojangles Stadium or Coliseum, but I think it really highlights what we get to play in.
Yeah.
And we say that all the time, and I think sometimes fans think we're full of crap, but it is a beautiful place that we get to play in. Our fans are by far the most engaging fans that we've got, and respectful. I think our fans, they chirp a little bit to especially those guys that sit down in section, like I think it's 115 down in the corner. They do a phenomenal job at reaching out and connecting with the other team and chirping them a little bit. But our fans they love football. They love the game, and they love being around, and we appreciate that. It was a big difference in this game, I thought.
And I want to say too, because there's been some things this last week about, that I've said on social media. I probably shouldn't have, but one thing I'm going to say is I will always defend our team, our players, this organization, period. And if somebody kind of slights that a little bit, it kind of pisses me off. And so I might say something like, hey, if you don't like the product, don't come to the game. And I mean that with all respect to everybody, because we do have a great organization. We do have great players, and they don't deserve to be, hey, get better competition. You get in a different league. It's a different way. And then it's, you're not good enough. And it's just, but I 100%, I took a live feed of the fans that they had. And I am very compassionate and loving our fans of coming and supporting West Michigan Ironmen. Because, we had 2 good outings the first 2 games, and there's a huge buzz going on about it. We're working on our level of competition. You're daily on the phone finding the right, who will play. And so I want to say thank you so much to the fans and to our sponsors, because we couldn't make it to North Carolina without our sponsors. And I really appreciate that 100%.
Yeah, it's huge. And our players felt that tremendously. And honestly, I think it played into part of the game. And we'll kind of segue into the game. The game the final score was 72-55. And I think the story of the game for us was we just never got in rhythm. We never got in rhythm offensively. Our defense, I thought our defense played pretty well. I had a chance to watch the film today. We had some trouble with our film getting uploaded, but I watched the first half this morning and evaluated it. But the story was there was no juice in the arena. And we kind of knew that going in, but we anticipated the opposite. We anticipated it to be a hostile crowd. And I think even if you watch back our last podcast, we talked about that. Expected it to be loud and be ruckus, and their fans be really into it. Because we experienced that a few years back when we went down and played in Columbus. But that wasn't the case. The fans there, nothing against them. Like I said, I think they were great people and they were having a good time, and there were some families there enjoying what was going on. But there was not a level of energy, and not that we were expecting to feed off it, but we were anticipating it to be a hostile environment. We were locked in, ready to go. And then a lot of things, we just never got rhythm going. You know, I think Alex Carter somebody said to me, it looked like he didn't have a very good day. And I'm like, well, he threw 4 touchdowns, ran for 2. I don't know what else the guy can do, in leading our team offensively. But for me, that was kind of the overarching story of the game, is that we never got rhythm going. And in the indoor game, it's so fast paced and it's so momentum driven. We just never got that going.
Yeah, I would agree.
Any other thoughts that you had on the game?
Are you asking me
I want to know what you thought about the game.
Well,
I know we talked about it, so it's kind of like
I got to watch what I say a little bit, because sometimes
we can end it, right?
I
bleep them out.
I get a little fiery. So and you know what? Back to the carpet. I'm not saying that's why we lost. I thought Charlotte was I thought Charlotte was very physical. I thought they were very intentional what they were trying to do as far as get at our key players, and they did that. But this is the first time I've seen where there's 2 blindside deliberately hits. I thought Abby broke his back, and the other team was kind of taunting them and talking a lot of trash. And I may have been a little passionate, came over and told him shut the hell up, and that kind of started more things going. And he should be embarrassed.
It wasn't kind of did that. He did that.
Yeah, he called me a fat man though. So I said, hey, take that pink rubber off your head. It was not good. So, but I do respect him because he's a good player. But how they played that way, I'm not so sure that we have ever done that. And playing them again, do we find thugs to do something like that? I don't know. We're evaluating that right now. What do we do? Because I've never seen that kind of action play. And then it just was different for me in the level of respect. I think number 11 was targeting Carter. Every time he got tackled, he was taking his legs and twisting it around. I had mentioned the 2 blindside. Number 56, holding our guy down, punching him. Nothing was, called. There were others on sportsmanlike conduct. Yeah. But again, that's not why we lost the game. But I was told before we went down there would be no shenanigans like that from their owner, Joe Moss, and that's exactly what happened. So
yeah, it's tough. They were, and not to take anything away from what they did. I think at that time, I don't want to say they were a better team than we were. They played better than we did last week. I would definitely say that.
Yeah,
I think
they did.
I think from a coaching standpoint, we looked at it as a coaching staff. I know for myself, there's things that I wish I would have done differently to prepare our team to be better. And you talk about that targeting and the blindside hits. I didn't a lot of thought about that because there were several of those hits in the game, and they were addressed, and almost to the point of they were oblivious to it. And they didn't think that it was an illegal hit. And I started processing that a little bit on the 14-hour ride home and thinking, our whole coaching staff coaches high school football and college football year round, and so we're in depth in football 24/7. I don't believe that's the case for their coaches. They're an indoor coaching staff. Those hits that took place were illegal hits in football probably 12, 15 years ago.
Sure.
And those have been eliminated from the game in the NFL level, the college level, the high school level. Good, bad, or indifferent, plays that are blocks that are blindside blocks 15 yards behind the play are blatant flags now. And there's a lot of people that think that stuff needs to be in the game and this, that, and the other. And so it really dawned on me at one of the times because we complained about it. And I don't think they were doing them on purpose, but I think that was the way football was, and that's the way that they understand the game to be. And maybe that's the biggest difference there. You know what I mean? From my standpoint. But
well, you hit it right on the head because one of the officials, I know their defensive coordinator was crying about that's a legal hit. And the ref said, in any football, you cannot hit your quarterback in the head. And I thought, so what you're saying is 100% right, is, maybe that defensive coordinator, doesn't, is still living back 10, 12 years ago.
I don't think it was deliberate, hey, they were trying to hurt guys by any stretch. I think they were being physical and getting after it, but
you're being kind, and that's good.
That's all right. It's all good. So, but yeah, I think the game didn't go the way we wanted it to go. I think we lost momentum. Our guys were pretty frustrated after the games. I think, and they're going to be even more frustrated when they watch the game back, the tape back. I'm watching, like I said, I watched the first half this morning for a few hours and took notes and really broke down some different things. And I think we go play that game again, it's going to be a different outcome. I think I'm really proud of the effort we gave, despite we were in the game the entire time. There were 2 or 3 times that we're getting frustrated. Our team was getting frustrated with kind of what we were doing, and we were still in the game, despite having some interceptions. Alex had 4 interceptions, and as a quarterback guy and an offensive guy, it's hard to put those on him. One of them was tipped. One of them, our receiver ran the wrong route. A couple different times he was under pressure, and so, as a quarterback, he takes some of the brunt of that, but I'm not necessarily sure that's exactly what the case was, and so in a game that's so offensively driven, it comes down to stops and it comes down to turnovers, and we just didn't get those when we needed to. So all in all, I'm proud of our guys, proud of what we did. Really, really proud to play here in West Michigan for our fans. That was evident, and that seemed to be the theme going into the game and coming out of the game, that our players were obviously upset that we lost, not happy with that loss. They love that level of competition, and really came out appreciative of what we do here and our fans and playing here at the Mercy Health Arena.
I was really impressed with, okay, so here we go on the ride home, and the next day, okay, let's see what the social butterflies are going to say. And I was overly impressed of our fans and how they treated this loss. There was a guy named Jason that said something on there that I was impressed with, and that's struck heart. It's hard for me to say that, but to say that, hey, I know a lot of guys on that team that's not going to sit well this loss, and they'll get better. That says a lot, and I appreciate that, Jason. And but I didn't have there wasn't a lot of negative stuff about what was going on. I think fans want to see better level of competition.
We do too.
And the echoing is they're going to come and support when we get that. So I was very pleased.
Yeah, we want that, and next thing, what our players want, that level of competition. And Josh Holley will be with us here a little bit later, and we can talk to him about that. But that's what we're looking for, And I think even the naysayers that you talked about, addressed them a little bit earlier. I think there's a place that they're naysaying from a place of wanting better for our guys.
Yeah.
We want it too, but we are in a unique situation. We talked about on the way down there. We're in, West Michigan. Muskegon has 37,000 residents. Charlotte has 875,000 residents. And so to find teams that want to play at the caliber and level that we're at the demographic and the city size we're at, like, it's a challenge. And we're lucky that we live in a great football community, a great football tradition here in Muskegon County and in West Michigan. So we're lucky, and I think the benefit is that they have high expectations for us, and we love that, and we want that for ourselves too. So we're making moves that way for sure. So that kind of wraps up that game. Unfortunately, it did not go in our favor this week. I think we play that game again, which that's a discussion that we'll be having over the next couple of weeks for sure. But I'm really proud of the way our guys played. I think every one of us will be able to walk away and be better for how we played, and we'll be a better team down the road. So, all right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming week, what we've got going on, and we're also going to meet with one of our sponsors, a famous sponsor. We'll be right back.
Dyke Mortgage, we started 1987, July of 1987. The company was founded here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We recruited Mario in to join our company as one of our branches to serve the Muskegon community. He has grown to 5 locations, serving people up and down the lake shore.
A lot of companies, they're sometimes in it more for themselves and closing that deal for just the monetary reward. And I think with Mario and his company, it's not just that, and I don't know if that always happens in our world.
All right, we're back, and this is the Forge Podcast. I am Nate Smith with co-host Mario Flores. We've got a special guest here. We'll introduce him to you in just a minute. We're down here at Legend Sports Bar, 446 West Western, right across from Mercy Health Arena, location of our after parties. Great place to come down and see Jason and the guys. Great place to get a drink. Great place to get some snacks and hang out with friends. Phenomenal place. Come on down to Legends and check them out. So this upcoming week, we're going to talk about the upcoming game, which is a big question mark for us. We've got an opponent scheduled to come in possibly on Saturday, the 30th. We've not published a whole heck of a lot about it because it all depends on how the Lumberjacks do. And that puts us in a weird spot because we want to see them succeed, want to see them do well because they're our partners. And we love 100%. It when Muskegon has winners. But there's also the piece of us that's like, man, if they could win and not play on Saturday a home game, we'd get a game. But right now they're ahead. They won last night 6-0 or 6-something. They won big time. Yeah. And they play again tonight. We're shooting this on Tuesday, so by the time this is viewed, it could be done. They win again tonight. We're not going to have a chance to play on Saturday. If for some reason they lose tonight, and then it's all up in the air. So stay tuned to our Facebook page.
And I will say this, though. this wasn't a scheduled game. This was a game that now people are calling us to, hey, we want to play you.
Correct.
So if the opportunity presents itself, Nate said, hey, we're playing. So I think that's another, again, testament to our organization, our team that wants, to give the community another game, another show, another gathering place to have fun. So I think that's great. Nate,
you're exactly right. The team that called us was in a league that one of the teams we played, Central Illinois, that we played earlier. They had such a great experience here. We handled them pretty easily on the football field. They had a great experience here with the fans, and our fans asked them for autographs. And this is a great experience. They called and said, hey, listen, if you happen to have an opening, we said, well, there's an outside chance we could play on the 30th. So as of right now, it could happen. Part of me hopes that the Jackson win and then we don't get to play, but I want to play because our guys like to get after it and play. And our sponsors want us to play too, so you can hear more about who they are. So stay tuned. Stay tuned on our Facebook page. For sure, we're going to be playing at home May 15th. We have a game May 7th on the road, but May 15th we'll be at home. We are still vetting a few teams who's going to come in and play us. We're trying to get the best team to come in possible. That's going to be Youth Sports Night. So stay tuned for more information on that. It's going to be a great afternoon with lots of kids running around looking sports teams. So we're really looking forward to that. That'll be May 15th here at the Mercy Health Arena. So this guy next to me here, he is from State Farm, and his name is Jake. But we can't put those two together the way that you want us to put them together because the State Farm people don't like that. But they don't not like it, right? You're Jake from Muskegon, from State Farm, and he is not wearing khakis.
No,
he's wearing jeans.
He's wearing jeans.
So, tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from? You're from the area, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Why don't you tell me your full name? Because I didn't do that.
Jake Kantola. So,
Jake Kantola from
Jake
State
Kantola, State Farm, local here in Muskegon. I grew up in Muskegon County. I'm actually from Bulldog Country, the mighty cornfields of Ravenna.
The dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah.
Did you play football there?
Yeah, I did. Yep, I did. I had some injury history and some medical conditions. We won't get into all that.
Oh, gotcha.
That's for a different podcast. But yeah, I was part of the team. When Dusty came back in I think 2007, 2008 to coach us, and so we were all part of that. Went to back-to-back state semifinals my junior senior year. So ran into Traverse City, St. Francis. They were also kind of like a semi-pro team at that point when we played them.
Were the Bullets playing for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They had, I think, I want to say they had a roughly maybe 5 guys go like D1, Big Ten, the Bullet brothers were on this squad. The running back, Carriage. He was fullback at Michigan for a while, but he was
poor guy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, grew up Ravenna, football, I live with my wife and 2 kids now here in Muskegon. So,
very cool.
Love being part of the community.
Awesome. So tell us how you're your first year sponsor for us.
Yes.
Right. And if you are at any of our games, and if you're the tunnel where the team comes out, over to the right is an area we call the bullpen. That's a couple of the sponsors there. But then the left over here is where Jake Kantola from State Farm is.
Yeah.
So tell us, how'd you get involved? What made you reach out to? I know you talked to Mario at one point and said, came down to the arena, looked around. Tell us about how that came to fruition.
Yeah, I sat with Mario and he kind of just went through what the Ironmen are all about. I mean, it is a football team and we want to win football games. The team wants to win football games, but we really, hashed out a lot of details about the community support and coming together and putting this product on the field for the community, and being involved in the community with different, fundraisers and just kind of all that sort of different stuff that as a whole, the partnerships and sponsors, that's what we wanted to do was really give back to the community. And I think that with Mario's vision for the team that we can really do that. So after meeting with Mario and kind of, it wasn't just, hey, come sponsor us. So there's definitely a mission behind it. There's definitely a mission behind being a sponsor for the Ironmen. And the games are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can tell you this.
And tell me about when you met, because I remember you called me after.
So I about screwed this whole deal up. Chrissy Rowan, I got to give her a shout out. That's actually how we talked. But even before that, we had the camp at the Mercy Health Arena, and I'm taking shots of videos, and he said, "Hey, how can I come involved?" And I missed that. And I'm not one to usually miss things when somebody wants to get involved, but I missed it.
Yeah.
And Chrissy Rowan says, "Hey, these are my pals, and you never responded back." Or so whoever's running our social media site, they screwed up, and I got a sponsor that wants to go. I'm like, well, that was me. so I felt horrible. And then so we had lunch over at Top Shelf, and I said, well, I don't know why they don't sponsor, but they don't sponsor. But anyway, we had lunch, and it was almost like get to know you.
Yeah.
And then
we had never met, I don't think.
I was in my shorts and flip flops, so he didn't put me down on that. And, but when he told me about that Jake was the guy that got the decals for the heights, I immediately said, this is a partnership that I'd like to have. Yeah. And I showed them around the arena where they'd be, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I called Nate and I said, hey, whatever we got to do, let's give them a sweet deal because of what you said about the Muskegon Heights and the decals. That's the kind of sponsorship that we're looking for.
Yeah. And that's really what we wanted to do, and it kind of in our mission at the office is just giving back to the community. And State Farm's slogan is like a good neighbor, State Farm's there. So there you go. And that's why I wanted to be in the position I am as a small business owner in Muskegon and do those things like we did for Muskegon Heights, and just give back, whether it's through sports or anything, but just be involved in the community and give back to them.
Well, I remember when you guys were getting ready to go down there, Mario had called me and said, I'm going to meet this guy Chrissy had talked to me about, and hey, I've got to get some stuff together, and I'm going to meet this guy. I don't know what's going on. Because at that point of the season, we're flying 90 miles an hour trying to get things done, because all of a sudden now we got a season, we don't have a season. Things are going crazy. And he's like, hey, I'm going to go down there. So I sent him some stuff. And then afterwards he calls, he's like, hey, he's one of us. Like, this guy is going to be, he has got to be a partnership with what we're trying to do.
And I remember Mario was like, he comes in, like you said, like shorts, flip flops. He coming in, we're like ordering, and he's like, it was like shorts and flip flops, and it was like February probably. Like it was cold out. And he
those of you that watch us internationally, it's cold in Michigan. In February, right? We're talking snow all over the ground.
Yeah, and so he comes in and he's like, all right, I don't really got that much time to talk. But I mean, we ended up meeting for like an hour and a half.
It was a great experience.
Yeah. We had lunch, and then like Mario said, we were in the stadium forever talking and just, showing the stadium and like, oh, you can be here, that, and the other thing. But really just the gist of it was all just, what can we do for this partnership and for the community with this partnership? So
yeah, and I think you got a piece of that. We had our launch party where we try to get all of our sponsors together, and Mario talked about this. I think he talked about this last week. Not that we vet our sponsors, but we want sponsors that want the same thing we do, because 100%. There's so many overlaps. Like, we do everything we can to support Jake and even some of the other insurance people that we work with. But it's really about us investing in the players and investing in this community. And so when you called me and said, hey, this dude's one of us, it was a no-brainer to get him involved and get him what he could do. And so tell us a little bit. You came to one of our practices. You came down to one of our practices. Came down to watch the practice, and you were at our launch party. And what has been you've been, so I guess technically you've been part of the Iron Core, our sponsorship, for maybe a couple months.
Yeah.
What's it been like? What's the experience been like? Not so much like what's the return on investment, but what's the experience been like for you?
I think game wise, like, let's just, like, if I can dive into like what the game,
for sure,
like the vibe and just kind of the atmosphere, if you will, at the game. So we've had a few groups of people, 20 plus people at both games, kids, and if you guys don't know, if you come to a game, football goes in the stands, keep it, run, hide. They won't ask for it back.
We know.
Yeah. They won't ask for the football back. They won't ask for the football back. So, like I said, we had kids at some of these, both games, both home games so far, and they're running around. As soon as that first football went in the stands, and nobody saw it like get thrown back onto the field. Like, all these kids are looking at each other like
it's like gold.
Yeah, they're like, how do we get one of these? And and it's just fun. You guys do a lot of like community. Bringing them out in the field. I think you guys did some cornhole, the field goal. Oh my gosh, can we talk about the first game? That kid that hit like that, dude. That was like a 50-yarder.
Unbelievable. They walked out of there with $100.
Yeah.
And the whole arena was going nuts.
Yeah, exactly. So just that, like,
you did the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, he did. And actually, the second game,
Yeah,
that guy hit a long one
the
too.
dude from Johnson out, he had those steel-toed boots on.
Yeah. We said, I think somebody said that in our booth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so just like that stuff, like bringing people on the field, doing those little games with them, like the kayak throw one. I mean, that gets people involved, and there's been a couple big plays, and the players. I think the first game they were like kind of in the stands behind the bench, like getting people going.
Yeah.
Our players love interacting.
And so it's a good atmosphere, and it's right here in Muskegon. Right here in Muskegon. They have to travel quite a ways from here to get some college or even pro football. You're traveling, so to have something like that close to home, I would definitely
and it's
push for everybody.
I would say it's really attainable too. Like you can almost like you're right there with the fans and right there with the players.
Yeah,
and very accessible.
Yeah, you guys are talking about the arena, Charlotte's arena, and the Foundry, and it's you're on top. I mean, they did the Mercy Health Arena is since the remodelization of it. I don't know when that
awesome.
was, but it's you're on top, and it's cool. It's definitely. I remember going to like the Rampage games back when I was a kid. They were around, and it reminds me a lot of that. So
that's good. Well, we couldn't do it without you providing support for what's going on. So we really appreciate it. But so tell us, let's go to the State Farm side.
Yeah.
What can you do for the Iron Nation out there? Give the 30-second commercial. Why should they go to Jake from State Farm in the jeans, not the khakis?
Yeah, I would say our mission is to be involved in the community, like I said, and we're committed to our customers by placing their needs, wants, and dreams first. We're never gonna push things on you. We're gonna have conversations about you, real conversations about financial services and those sort of things, because we care about you. But we're always customer needs-based conversations, and that's where we strive to put our customers first, and so that we take care of them where it's not, nobody really likes probably talking to their insurance guy, so we try to have that interaction with them where it's about you. It's not about us.
Relatable.
It's and just relatable, and we're all, there's 5 people at my office, including myself, and everybody's from Muskegon. We're all, local, and we have the same needs, wants, desires, and hobbies of everybody locally. So my question to the audience, I guess I'll give my 1-sentence pitch.
Here we go.
Do you have a phenomenal relationship with your insurance agent? If you don't, give me a call.
There we go.
Love it.
Phenomenal and appropriate relationship.
Yes.
Sounds
100%.
good. So, hey, you said you had a little promo going on, then we're going to do a little promo ourselves as well. So
So anybody listening, I'm sure you can look up Jake Kantola State Farm, find our number, stop in the office, give us a call. But we will, if you contact us, all you have to do is ask for a quote. We'll give you $20 Wesco gas card, gift card. You can use it for whatever, but with gas prices right now,
$20 gift card that'll get you like from pump A to pump C,
enough to get you down to the arena for the game.
That's right.
I'll tell you what.
And if you look, Jake from State Farm, his number's right here. Right, we're gonna overlay that right here. Right there.
Yeah.
And I tell you what. I mean, you didn't know this, Coach. You probably didn't know this, but if you go get a quote with him, you're gonna get 2 tickets to an Ironman game.
Well,
and then you just tell me how many we get. How many quotes? There you go.
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
funny you say that. We've got that in the script here.
What the hell?
Just
Now
tell
it
them.
looks like
Just tell them the Forge podcast sent you. And we'll make sure you get 2 tickets.
Yep.
While supplies last, we'll get those taken care of for you. Right?
Tickets.
Good.
Gas cards.
Tickets, gas cards,
Gas to the game,
and a packet of bubble gum.
Yeah, sure.
Just because.
Bubblicious.
Yeah.
Is that still?
Do they even have that?
I don't know. Bubba.
I used to love that.
So anyway, good. Hey, Jake from State Farm, our local Jake from State Farm, in the jeans, not the khakis. Look him up, check him out. I would tell you right now, great dude, and is 100% supportive of what's going on with the Ironmen, supportive of this community, a local guy, a Ravenna Bulldog. So
Bulldog
look him up.
country.
Yeah, take care of him. So when we come back after this break, Joshua Holley, our linebacker from Morgan State University, will be here, and we'll hear all about him. Stay tuned.
You know that while necessary, technology can be confusing, complex, expensive, and a frustrating endeavor. CatchMark Technologies can help make that technology simple and clean so that your business can easily get its product or service to the market. Whether you need technical support, structured cabling, camera systems, cybersecurity, or digital media advice, CatchMark Technologies is your one-stop tech service shop. Shoot us a call at 616-384-4616, visit our website at catchmarkit.com, or stop into one of our offices in Grand Rapids or Whitehall. CatchMark Technologies, West Michigan's technology problem solvers.
Hey, we're back. Nate Smith, head coach, West Michigan Ironmen, alongside owner Mario Flores. Here we're down here at Legends Sports Bar at 446 Western Avenue. Practice that all day long. Western Avenue, right across from the Mercy Health Arena, downtown Muskegon. Come on down here, get yourself a drink. They make great drinks over here. They have the Effie Fiery Bowl, a signature drink for us, kind of a cinnamon old fashioned. They also have the Iron Strong Touchdown, which is a honey old fashioned. They are wonderful, great people down here. Come on down here, meet some friends, and hang out in downtown Muskegon. So we are to the player portion of the podcast, the Forge Podcast. Sitting next to me, this beautiful young man here. Yeah, he loves himself. Joshua Holley. He's our linebacker, number 9 from Morgan State University. Right? Or is it University of Morgan State? Morgan State University. Morgan State University. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
All right. Hey, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you're from Morgan State. Where are you originally from? Tell us when you were knee high. Where were you at? Where are you coming from?
Okay, so I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Man.
So in Baltimore, Maryland, did everybody ask you about The Wire?
I hear it
You
all
ask
the
it all
time. All the
Yeah?
time.
Yeah.
It's 2 questions I get. 2 questions I get. Everybody want to hear me say "two," "blue," and all this other stuff because the way we say it.
Say what? What was that? I didn't know what that was.
You got to say "two," "blue." It's just the way we say it. We have a certain accent that comes out. And then the dreaded question, The Wire.
The Wire. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Love The Wire. It's great, man.
Oh, it's a great show.
It is.
It's
good.
a great show.
It
I
is
love
good.
it.
What's a wire?
You never seen
Dude,
that show?
Okay, so little fact. This guy down here doesn't know what The Wire is. Barely watched The Sopranos, but is all about Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Grey's Anatomy right there.
Grey's Anatomy's
Big tough guy, big dreamy down there. So anyway, so The Wire, you got to watch The Wire. It's great.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
watch it. I'll watch it. You say it's good.
It's great.
It's excellent.
It's
Pagers,
from,
pagers. It's like super tech. Anyway, okay, so you're from Baltimore,
Yes, sir.
Maryland. When did you start playing football?
I've been playing football ever since I was 5.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but not flag. We don't start with flag. We start off with tackle football. So
Yeah.
5 years old, me running around with the big kids with the huge jersey, flinging around and everything, getting ran over.
Is that what
This
you-
is the first, yeah. I was getting ran over my first year. Everybody was scared.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My mom was scared.
Was your mom scared? So,
Super scared.
we'll talk about that in a little bit. So you started playing football at 5 years old. What other, did you do any other sports growing up? Any other?
Football, basketball, ran track. I did a year of lacrosse.
Ooh.
Everybody in Maryland plays lacrosse.
It's a big thing.
Did you like
Lacrosse
it?
is a big. I loved it,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
but I didn't love it as much as football. Though football was my bread and butter.
Yeah. Okay, so high school football. Where'd you play? I wrote up like Metten Fagerbager vocational. What is that?
What the hell is going on?
It's called Mergenthaler Vocational Tech High School.
Okay.
Yep.
Were
Shout out
were you
to Mervyn.
smart? Were you smart?
Oh yeah, I graduated with a 3.8 GPA.
Oh,
Nice. All right. Okay. So you played football in high school.
Yes, sir.
What did you play in high school?
I played track. I didn't do basketball in high school because we did AAU. So
Okay.
AAU was a big thing, so I stuck with that.
Gotcha.
But football and track, top
What
two.
did you? So you played football. Were you a linebacker in high school?
I actually did center, guard, tackle, tight end, a couple games at fullback, DN, D tackle, and then finally linebacker.
Oh, damn.
Wow. How big was Morgan Thayer Vocational Tech?
Mergenthaler, it's a big school. It's a big school. It's an interesting fact. It's a trade school.
Okay.
So basically, you pick whatever you wanted to do. I did pre-engineering. So
wow.
you pick anything you want to do, and they just gonna hook you up with like college, jobs, anything.
Well, that's really cool.
Oh yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
a good thing.
So you went there all 4 years in high school?
Yes.
Okay. What was your mascot?
Mustangs, of course.
The Mustangs?
The mighty Mustangs.
The mighty
Oh,
Mustangs.
here we
All right.
go.
What number were you in high school?
Started off with 52 because of Ray
Okay.
Lewis, and then I changed to number 50.
Okay. So I'm assuming Ray Lewis your favorite
All
Baltimore
time.
Raven?
Oh,
Yeah, he's a dude. Me and Ray Lewis are like this. I'm over here, but he's a dude. I'm a big Ray Lewis fan. So get done with high school.
Uh-huh.
What is high school? What happened between high school and showing up here with the West Michigan Ironmen?
So interesting. I graduated from Morgan State University, but I actually started at University of Maryland.
Really, you were a Terp.
Yes.
Okay,
I was a
so you
Terp.
started there, and you
Then I transferred to Morgan.
okay.
So things didn't really work out at Maryland. And I was a walk-on as well. So
Okay.
walked on, things didn't work out. Went to Morgan, walked on the football team again. And then, fun fact, before I came to West Michigan, I played against West Michigan with Pennsylvania Union.
Oh,
that's fair for you.
right.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. But
Did you go to the after party? Were you part of that?
no, I didn't.
How did we get him then?
So
Well, we do our homework.
I thought we got him drunk and got him to come to the
We do our homework. Yeah, Brian Dykes down over at so a little story on that. You know, Brian Dykes is the owner and the head coach for the Pennsylvania Union.
Great
They were,
man.
yeah,
Great
he's an
man.
awesome dude. They were getting ready to play this year, and they ended up not being able to for some, personal reasons. Things were going on, and I'll be honest, we poached some of their guys. You know, we reached out and found some guys. Watched some film of guys that played against us, and that's how we connected with Joshua, and he ended up coming over to us. And so I mean, maybe he'll leave, but I think we got him. You know, we'll keep him around as long as we can. So yeah. So you end up playing with them. Come here, play with us.
Yep.
You graduated from Morgan State, right?
Yes, sir.
What's your degree in?
My degree is in liberal studies, but I started off in architecture, and that's what I'm gonna get my master's in when I go back.
See,
Good for
that's
you.
the kind of dude we got right there.
That's awesome.
Come on now. So anyway, you get to West Michigan. What's your first impression when you showed up here for just that camp? We did a mini camp. Actually, we did a mini camp. We had our camp Friday, Saturday, Sunday. End of Sunday. You've been with us for 3 days.
Right.
What were you thinking?
Oh, I'm ready for the season.
Yeah.
I was ready to roll. Like camp for me, I wanted to set a statement. Like, all right, I'm here, but I want y'all to know what type of player that y'all got. So I wanted to really set a statement while I was here.
That's awesome.
That's good. What'd you think of So we went to a Lumberjacks game that night.
Oh yeah, I love it.
What'd you think of that, huh?
I love that. Actually, funny thing, yesterday when we went to Peak to go work out and do training, all the Lumberjacks was in there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Did you get them all fired up for their game?
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
saw that little video of our guys at that game. You know,
Yeah, we were fired up.
Cheering
So we were
on.
at that game, and they having a little bit of a fist fight in the
Uh-huh.
second period.
Oh,
Our
we
guys
was
were
so
all
hyped.
jacked
We
in. It was
was so
awesome.
hyped.
It was cool.
Oh, we was hyped. We was loving
Yeah,
it.
it was really, really cool. And then our guys were down in the tunnel getting them fired up. So, like I said earlier, it's hard to root against them, I mean, because we kind of all overlap, that kind of
Right.
stuff, train at the same places, do that same kind of stuff. So tell me, what's your thought of the Foundry, of our
I
fans?
love
What do you
it.
think of that, man?
I love it. So the biggest thing for me is crowd reaction. I love the crowd. The crowd gets loud, crowd get hyped.
how about
and I
good
get
or
hyped.
bad? Do you like both, good or bad? With the crowds like
I don't really
in your
care.
face, wanting to rip your head off, or hey, you should be on here, or hey, we love you, number 9. Hey, you're badass.
I'm so used to both, so it don't really matter to me. Like, oh yeah, you want to talk? Go, bring it in.
I love it.
Bring it in. I love it.
That's the
You just
energy
gonna
and
make me
juice
want to
you're
hit
talking
somebody some more.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
I say all the time, I feel like we're the best fans in arena football.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think people think I'm just blowing smoke, trying to make them feel better. Compare,
It's
and we talked about a little bit.
fact.
Compare our Iron Nation to the team we all just finished playing against.
It's a fact. We have the best
We do.
fans in arena football.
We
So
do.
we went to Charlotte. It's a big stadium, big arena. It's nice, but it wasn't a lot of people there in the seats. And they trying to get hype, trying to get loud. I'm like, the crowd is not getting loud.
No,
It's silent.
Yeah, we're real fortunate. We're lucky.
Oh, yeah, we're
And
very lucky.
We got great fans. So
The louder y'all are, the better we'll play. I promise you. Get hype.
it is. So at Morgan State or at vocational Morgan Thorough Mustang Country, what has been like? What are one or two of your top highlights as a football player? Greatest memories.
Ooh, greatest memories. One, at Maryville, there was a game I had 10 tackles and 2 forced fumbles, and I was just flying around the field. And I didn't even realize I had that. I blacked out in the game. I was just playing.
oh, that's interesting.
And I
Like blacked out because
That's
you're
like
focused.
a-
not
I
from-
was focused.
not from a
No,
concussion.
not a concussion.
okay. Just-
Nah,
just to be
I
clear.
was focused. I was locked in. Tunnel vision. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I walked off the field and I'm like, why everybody so hyped? What's going on? Everybody like, you do not realize what kind of game you had? No. I was just playing.
I love it.
And I tell you, in my opinion, as a coach, those are the guys. You have games like that when you're not thinking about that stuff.
Right.
When you're playing moment to moment, and getting after it like that. You know, we talk about playing in that moment, owning that moment, and getting after it. That's when great things take place. You know what I mean?
You know,
For
people
sure.
always say you play every down and every game like it's your last. So you take that type of mentality to the field, you play the best game you ever had.
Yeah.
I promise that.
Yep, that's for real. So I know you've only been with us 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have a moment or an interaction with a fan or something that has stood out to you so far? And not when I yelled at you.
Oh, you always
I
going to
don't
yell at
ever
me.
yell at anyone. I'm a happy guy.
He always yells.
I'm a happy guy.
He's always yelling at me. That's nothing new.
I love it.
What are you doing, Holly? What you want me to do? But with the fans, it's just, you know, when you go around the fields, giving people high fives, and then I hear a kid say, "Number 9, he's my favorite." I'm like, oh, my
Yeah,
heart.
that's what it's about. That's what it's
I
about.
tell you one of the things for me, it was really cool. I got to meet your parents and your brother this week after the game, and
Definitely.
it's really cool for me to watch your parents see how proud they are of you. Like I met your dad, I met your brother and your mom, and I could just say they were beaming with pride watching you play, and that's really, really cool. And I think it makes a difference to them and the impact they've had on you. So they've done a good job.
Oh, definitely. So they are a football family. I will tell
Yeah,
you
tell me
that.
about that. You were talking about that earlier. And you guys are all Baltimore Ravens fans, right?
No.
No?
No. I'm the only Baltimore Raven fan. My mother is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
That's not
My
bad.
No,
dad
it's terrible. Steelers.
hate it. My dad is a Las Vegas Raider fan.
I can
That's not bad
jam with
either.
that. I can jam with that. I was a big Bo Jackson, Jeff Hostetler guy back in the day.
Oh, we actually just gifted my dad for like Christmas and stuff. We actually got him a Bo Jackson jersey.
Dude, Bo was my guy. Vincent Edward Jackson. Real name
Man.
right there, man. You know, only
Crazy.
true fans know that.
And then
Anyway,
my
your
older brother is a Bronco fan.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
We can never sit in the same. We can never sit in the same room and watch a game.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make
Never.
sense. That doesn't make much sense at all. So
I bet
Well,
your
good.
dinner table was really exciting on flat Sundays.
A lot of
Getting after
yelling.
it.
A lot of yelling.
It's like my house.
hey, so tell me this. I was doing a little research, looking you up. You did some mission work, mission trips?
Yes.
Did you? Whereabouts? What did you do there?
So
I know we didn't prep or talk about this, but
Oh, yeah,
tell me a
yeah.
little about it because I've
So,
done some of that stuff too in my life.
Missionary work, you know, one time we went to Belize, and one thing we was doing, you know, there was this church that we was working on, and they need to work on the roof. So we was literally building the roof and the ceiling by
That's cool.
scratch and painting the church. And then we was getting interactive with the kids out there and everything else.
That's awesome.
But it's not just outside the country. We also do it anywhere, like in the country, and especially back in Baltimore, back at home.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. I've been to Bosnia. I went to Bosnia, Croatia. I've done stuff in Chicago and in New York City. Done some different things like that too. So I saw that. It was pretty interesting. It's cool. And it makes sense. I mean, you're a pretty humble dude. Like to work. I know you like to have a good time. But I think that I can feel that heart in what you're doing. And especially when I met your parents, I can tell. They've instilled that in. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, so we put God first in everything that we do. So that's always been a big thing for us. You feel me?
Huge.
So like
For
anytime.
Ravens fans? Just kidding.
So you got to question Steelers fans before anything.
I agree with touche. I wouldn't have that. Mom, I didn't say that. You know, I don't know what your mom's thinking I said that.
So you know who I said
Steeler
it.
and Satan. You start with the same word. Raven and Redemption, right? They're
Yes,
the same.
yes.
Steeler and Satan. So
Yes.
anyway, good.
Amazing.
All right. Anything else? Favorite coach you had?
Oh man.
Besides me, I know we'll take me out of the equation. I've been your coach for like
You
4
yell
weeks.
too much.
My
Who's the
favorite
coach that
coach?
maybe had the biggest impact on you?
He was my high school coach, which is now he's my mentor and also my trainer. His name is Turd Gaines. Turd Gaines, you was one hell of a guy. Love you, dog. Love you.
Hey, we appreciate what you've done. You made him a great player.
Look, he turned me to a V4 to a V8. Because I promise you, I left high school 155.
No way.
Yes,
Oh,
I was skinny. I was 155 when I left high school. I got with him. He's like, you know what? I want to follow your journey. We doing this, that, and the third. The next thing you know, I'm the player that I am now. And we still working. He still sends me workouts to this day.
That's good.
Well, I can tell you about skinny. So here's the deal. When I first met you at the lunch party, here comes in the sexy guy with the suit. And I'm like, you know what? He's here all business. I recognized you right away. And then I saw you dancing. I'm like, no, this young buck is not going to outdance me. So me and my wife started dancing. And I think I can outdance you.
Yo, you think that?
Yeah,
Oh, I believe it.
the next launch party, we're gonna dance.
Oh yeah, we got
And
this.
I can get
We
low.
on.
I can get low.
Oh, we
Might
on.
not be able to get up, but I'll get low.
We get up.
But I was very impressed with Holley of how he conducted himself, coming to a room with sponsors and fans, and that was like kind of a rebirth of our sponsorship and how we felt with them. Because Coach Smith said earlier that not every sponsor is going to gel with us, and we don't take all sponsors.
Right.
We want people that are going to be with us, and the way you handled yourself was business. And then when you cut loose, it was time to cut loose. Like that impressed me as an owner of, hey, that's the kind of guy I want on this team.
You know what's funny? It's funny you said that because after the first game, your wife came to me and she was like, you are so humble, you're so nice, but once you put the helmet on, it's a switch. I'm like, I don't know. It just happens.
It's passion. That's
Definitely.
passion is, so.
Definitely.
Well, good. So, all right, Josh, we're going to play our little bit here where we go 20Q, 10Q. I'm going to ask you 20 questions. You got to spitfire the answers.
Okay.
And then you get 10 questions to me.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. We ready for your 20 questions?
Let's do it.
Last week we had a little clock roll. We're not going to roll a clock this time. We're just going to go very fast. We're going to get going. I think I already know the answer to number one, so I may even skip it, but we're going to start number one. Here we go. Who was your football idol growing up?
Ray Lewis.
If not football, what sport would you want to go pro in?
Basketball.
Basketball. What's your favorite TV show?
Oh, that's a tough one. Of course, The Wire.
The Wire. There we go. Not Grey's Anatomy. All right. What's your favorite restaurant?
Fogo de Chao.
Oh, yes. All right. Dream vacation spot.
Oh, Montego Bay.
Montego
Jamaica.
Bay. Okay. Who plays Joshua Holley in the Joshua Holley story?
Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. It gotta be somebody that's humble but wild and courageous. The Rock.
The Rock. All right.
Dwayne Johnson.
Okay. Who's your love interest?
My love interest. This is a tough one. Oh, she off the market now, but I've always been a fan of Rihanna.
Rihanna. Okay. All right. Umbrella. Ella. Who's your hero?
My mom and my dad.
Mom and your dad. Love it. You had $25,000. You must give it away. Who does it go to? Who gets it?
Oh, it goes back to Baltimore City.
Baltimore City. Anybody
Love
specific?
it.
Nah, I want to help out the kids.
Good. All right. First thing you would buy if you were assigned a huge NFL contract?
First thing I buy, some food.
Some food? Some Hot Pockets? All right. Which teammate would you want in a dark alley if you were in a fight?
Oh, Clay. For
Clay?
sure.
Okay.
I'm bringing Clay with me all the way.
Okay, so maybe this might be the same answer. What I asked D. White this last week too. What teammate do you think has a screw loose?
Clay.
Clay? All right. At the team house, because you live at our team house.
Definitely.
Who's the biggest slob?
The biggest slob? Ooh. I love you, but I'm going to call you out. Will.
Will. Okay. Favorite teacher growing up?
Favorite teacher? My first grade teacher, Miss Terry.
Miss Terry?
And my 8th grade teacher, Mr. Miller.
All right. Say hi to them. Hey, what's going on?
Love y'all.
All right. Best meal that your mom makes?
Corn pudding.
Corn pudding.
She made me some when we went to North Carolina. She made me some. She gave it back to me. That thing is already gone.
You sure?
You can't share that.
You got extra down-ups. You got down-ups coming up. What meal does your mom make that you secretly do not like or did not like growing up?
That's not a good question.
Mom, turn it off right now.
But the crazy part is she never misses. She never misses.
Uh-oh.
Everything is on.
All right, well, just reveal it. Reveal it. Okay, so what is it?
To a favorite meal?
Meal that your mom made that you didn't like.
I never had.
That's a lie. That's a lie. There's
No,
one you're complaining about.
I promise you, I never had one.
All right. Well, then I guess you got to come cook for us. If that's the deal.
Yes.
Okay. If you could be on any reality TV show, what show would you be on?
All of them got drama. Ooh, Black Ink Crew, so I could just sit down with popcorn and watch everybody argue.
Oh, okay. Okay. Would you rather buy all used underwear or used toothbrushes?
Oh my God. What the hell kind of questions are these? Jesus.
I mean, you can wash used underwear.
You can wash toothbrush too. Which one are you going to do? You got to buy all used underwear or all used toothbrushes. What are you going to do?
Who used the underwear?
Oh.
All right. Because I have a washing machine that works, I'm going to go with the underwear.
You go hot, and then a little bit of extra game. Okay. Would you rather go without a cell phone for a month or go without bathing for a month?
Oh, cell phone.
Go without your cell phone for a month? Okay, good. And last question, what do you want to be remembered for?
Good one.
The type of person that I am. My legacy defines how I treated people, how I act on the field and off the field, and how I gave back to the city or anywhere that I'm at.
Good. Love it.
Great.
Well, you're on the right path for that.
Great
Okay,
answer.
so now you've got 10 questions you can ask me.
Okay, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Whatever he wants, everything goes.
Anyone, PG-13.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Number one,
Okay.
dream vacation. Where would you want to go?
I would go back to Bracastella, Italy.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. Okay, two, if you had any team you want to coach against, what team would that be?
Any team I wanted to coach against, what team would that be? The Charlotte Thunder.
Charlotte Thunder? Round
Maybe.
three comes soon.
I don't know if I'd say that.
I think he's still upset.
That's not big.
I think
That's
coach
not
is
that
still.
big. In all honesty, I don't think I'd say the Charlotte Thunder. If I could coach against a team that I really, really dislike, the Green Bay Packers.
Wow, you don't like the Packers?
Pack sucks.
Oh my God! There goes half of our sponsors.
Oh man. All right, number three. Here we go. What was your dream car growing up?
My dream car growing up,
Mhm.
I really liked trucks. I liked just big old school trucks, the
Really?
old Chevy. A buddy of mine had an old one with the stick shift on the column. I'm like, I'm getting one of them son.
You ever wanted to own a monster truck?
No, not a monster truck. I ain't that redneck.
I ain't gonna lie, I did want one. I went to one.
Bigfoot?
I went to Monster Jam one time.
Okay, I
Man.
can see that.
So, next one. Favorite food?
Favorite food, I would say spaghetti.
Spaghetti? Interesting. I'm a steak kind of guy.
I like
Me
steak
too,
too,
I
but
like
spaghetti's my deal.
Mm.
Spaghetti's my
old
jam.
fashions.
My
Gotcha.
grandmother said, when you go to an Italian restaurant, get spaghetti and meatballs. If they can't do that right, don't go back.
So I hear
My
that.
grandma's from Italy. So.
I understand that. All right. Favorite football player?
Favorite football player, Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, of course. Gotta love
Chad
Bo.
Pennington, a close second.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Matt Stafford fan. Like
Okay.
modern day Matt Stafford, my dog.
What position did you play when you played football?
I played quarterback, I played running back, and I played some outside linebacker.
You still got that juice in you?
Oh, I'm juiced, dog. They named Juicy Fruit after me, dog.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right,
If
yeah,
it-
2 questions left.
2 questions left. All right, something that gotta hit home. Why football? Why did you decide to coach football?
I think football is the greatest team sport. It requires selfless commitment. But if I'm going to be great, I can only be great if I'm connected to you. And so for me, my success is determined on you being successful. And I think that's really the way that we're wired. And so I think football, to me, depicts what life is about.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And the number one question is going to hit home a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Who is Coach Nate Smith?
Who is
Whoa.
Coach Nate Smith?
Whoa. We
Um,
might need to hold. Oh, this could take a while.
No, it won't take a while. I think I am somebody who is pursuing my arete on a daily basis. Every morning I try to wake up and be the best person I can, the best way that I've been wired to be. And I fall short. But I think if anybody would say to me, that's a guy that's always striving to be the very best that he can be and is always trying to put other people first, I would be very pleased with that. I don't think I do it all the time, but that's who I am. I'm somebody that I would say relentlessly pursue my arete on a daily basis.
Definitely, for sure. It shows.
awesome.
It shows.
Yeah, I'm good looking.
I'd still be both of you to dance off.
All right.
You want this dance off so
Both.
bad. It's on. I'm telling you, it's on.
All right. Well, we're getting near the end. Last week we did a Who's Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Questions for D. White. And one of our viewers said to me that was terrible to watch. It was painful to watch. They didn't know the answers. They felt bad for D. White. So we're going to do a little trivia, or not trivia, excuse me, a Name That Tune section. I think we'll go you two against each other. We kind of talked about that.
I'm in.
I've got 8 songs. Now, we're going to ask Jake to decide. You can choose the topic. Okay, I've got a couple different playlists. You can choose the playlist.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's not-
so our playlist,
you're gonna get beat.
we have old school hip hop. We have old school
Oh,
hip
okay.
hop.
I got that. All right. That's good.
We have 90s pop, 80s pop, today's country hits, and hair bands. So those are our 5 playlists.
Hell?
Jake, the jean-wearing Jake from State Farm, is going to he's going to pick out which playlist, and then these two are going to compete. I got 8 songs in each playlist. They're going to compete to see who gets to go walk home with a Legends gift certificate today. Which playlist are we going with, Jake?
Let's do old school hip hop.
Old school hip hop. All right, here we go. You ring the buzzer with your name. You can ring the buzzer with your name, okay? We can only play a few seconds of each song.
Run DMC.
Oh, that's gonna be wrong. That's gonna be wrong. Okay, so here we go. I gotta pull up. I gotta pull up my music provider, which I can't say who it is because they are not a sponsor. But if you want to pay us, I'll tell you that Spotify takes care of it. All right. So where did we decide the speaker was here? Okay. So you get 1 point for the artist, 1 point for the song. You're gonna buzz if I hitting there.
Yeah.
Okay. Those of you that are playing at home, if you want to play with us, pause. Write your answers down. I'm going to play this as loud as I can. Here we go. First song.
Hey, come on, man.
Okay, I got you. Mario.
I'm coming.
Time's up. He gets the rest of the time. You missed.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems. Biggie. Ding, ding, ding. That's 2 points right here. 2 points right here. All right. Here we go. Next song. This one's an old school. You only get 15 seconds. You're not going to get the lyrics, but here we go.
You don't know it.
I do.
You don't know
Okay,
it.
what you got?
Rapper's Delight, Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh, 4-0. Here we go.
Know it. How do you know it? That's my song.
You got a 4-0 lead, baby. All right, here we go. Mario, way behind. Here we go.
Coolio.
That's wrong. It's wrong.
Oh,
Dr. Dre, next episode.
No, not Dr. Dre. Next episode.
Regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good too.
Regulators.
But you can't be any G.
It's Regulators by Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Ho! I get
Come
that.
on,
I get
come
that.
on.
I thought I knew
I was
it.
close.
I get a point on that one. I get a point on that one. All right, here we go.
Oh, my hip
Next song.
Bust it.
Bust and move. No?
It is correct.
Who the hell is the? I don't know.
All right, you don't get the artist. You get the artist. You get the artist. You get a point for it.
Who did this song? Wow, who did this song?
I know everybody at home screaming the answers right now. It
I know
is
they are.
Bust a Move by Young MC.
Hey,
Young
I got a
MC.
point. I got a point.
So you got a point. You're still like 18 points behind,
The
but
hell?
we're okay. Here we go. You got 3 songs left, or 4 songs left. I got an extra. Here we go. This one, I remember buying this cassette before one of my football games when I was in high school.
Let's do it.
Toad Loke.
Time's
Funky Comedy.
Funky Cole Medina. Nope.
Push it.
I should get a point for him saying push
You
it.
said Push It by Salt and Pepper.
I
You
should
lose
get a
that
point.
He loses a point.
And I gained that point.
That is Wild Thing by Tone Loc.
Oh! But I got Tone Loke.
Come on, man. Push it.
The same.
Push it.
It
You
sound
just
the
lost
same.
your man card. No,
It
that's
sounds
terrible.
the same.
All right, here we go. So the score is you got more than he does. Here
Not
we go.
much more, though.
All right, here we go.
It's okay. Walk This Way, Run DMC, and Aerosmith.
Boom! That's
Damn
like
it.
a 2-pointer right there. You didn't have a close. You didn't know that one?
I did, but he beat me to the punch.
Guitar Hero, thank you.
Guitar Hero. All right, we got 2 more left. Here we go. This is a good one. I think they're not from Baltimore, but they're from that coast.
BC Boys.
You're good at getting the artist.
Something Grand Funky. I don't know.
No.
No, Monkeys. Brass Monkeys.
You lost your opportunity.
Brass Monkeys.
Brass Monkey right here. You get a point for
What in the hell
BC's.
is going
He gets
on?
a point
I
for
feel like
Brass
I'm at the
Monkey.
Charlotte game right now.
Is Jerry here? All right, here we go. Last song, and we'll make this one like a triple bonus.
Oh, that's why I make comeback.
So the artist
Don't
and
call
the
it a
artist is
comeback.
worth 6 points, and the song is worth 6 points. Are you keeping? Anybody keeping score? Here we go. This is a favorite. When we go old school hip hop at Fruitport in the weight room, this is a favorite.
Oh, he's giving me a hand right now.
Have you ever met a girl that
This Marquee,
6 points.
Just a Friend.
You are correct.
Son of a bitch. Why didn't you go Gold Digger? I would have known that song.
I was about to start singing this song. I was about to start letting it out.
Well, there we go. I think easily Josh Holley won that Name That Tune
I'll
round.
give him
I'm
the
not
win.
sure how
I'll
you
give
guys
him the
did
Oh,
that.
if we would have done pop, I would have won too.
I know.
So next week we'll do that again. We'll see if Mario can win one of these rounds of Name That Tune. But so hey, Joshua, thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for
closing
having me.
thoughts. Anything you want to say to the Iron Nation? Anything you want to say to your fans, your gold coaches? Anything you want to say? You got 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Mom, Dad, love you. Terry Gaines, love you. Iron Nation, it's a pleasure being here, and we love you as well. Come out, support us, and I guarantee you, we won't disappoint.
Amen. Mario.
I'm just going to keep saying, I've been saying for a long time, I love these players, love the team, love the organization, and, go Iron Strong.
Yeah, and so I'm Nate Smith, getting ready to close out our Forged podcast, episode number 2. I want to thank Mario for co-hosting, Mr. Holley here for being with us, Jake Kantola from State Farm, the real Jake from State Farm, wearing
With the jeans.
Thank him for being here, and thank you all our sponsors. I want to thank Legends for hosting us down here, letting us take up time. Again, thank you so much for viewing. Share with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. We've also got some Jake from State Farm gear that we're going to be giving away, so keep an eye on your Facebook page. We'll give away some of that swag. And again, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you very much. Iron Strong.